Welcome back to Voice on the Corner. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all safe. Now, tomorrow night, we've got a good fight coming up. Gervonta Davis will be fighting Hector Luis Garcia. Now, Pete, is this a fight you're excited for, or do you just see it the way I see it? And you see it as this is just a fight to build up for the Ryan Garcia super fight.
I mean, firstly, I'd like to say, Gervonta Davis has not been in the press for the Hector Garcia fight. He's been in the press for apparently putting his hands on his loved one. I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, which is not good, but it's an allegation. We weren't there, so we don't know what happened. But it's disgusting if he has beat her up or done whatever to her, in my opinion. And I don't like to see that within boxing. Boxing's a gentleman's sport, and we should act as gentlemen, Going back to Hector Garcia, from the Dominican Republic, we do get a few good fights come from the Dominican Republic, but there's a lot of, records of for DJs, I say, built up records. And I see Hector Garcia's record as a built up record. A few no contests on there. Not a name I know of on there. 16 fights, 10 wins by knockout. But I think this is a knockover job for Gervonta Davis. And I think Gervonta Davis, from what I see yesterday at the weigh-in, the face-off, I don't see, whether it's a face-off yesterday, I don't see he's even focused in this fight. It was strange. It was a very, very strange face-off that was.
With the pushing and kind of his body language, he looked a bit odd, didn't he?
It looked odd. It looked very much like in slow motion. It looked, I don't know, he didn't look right. I mean, his hair was overgrown and, it just didn't look fresh, in my opinion. He looked like he just literally just got out of bed. So could this be an upset? I don't know. I don't think Garcia has got the minerals for the upset. Maybe if it's Ryan Garcia, yes, he might have the minerals for the upset if Gervonta Davis ain't on the job properly. But for me, I don't believe he's totally focused, and I think he's got other problems outside the ring.
Do you think there's an experience factor that's going to come into this? Because Gervonta Davis has had a hell of a lot more pro fights than what Hector Luis has got. I mean, Gervonta Davis, 27-0 with 25 knockouts. He's fought Isaac Cruz, Mario Barrios, who obviously was a much taller opponent. I think he had about 5 inches on him. Leo Santa Cruz, which obviously there was an amazing uppercut, which was that knockout of the year at the time.
Unbelievable knockout. You just meant one of them names is good enough for me. On Gervonta Davis's worst day, I think he beats Garcia. He beats Garcia on his worst day because when you look at his record to his record and the class which Davis knocked, what's his name out in?
Santa Cruz.
His name was Santa Cruz, yeah. But, it was class, and that's a top level fighter. That's an elite fighter, So for me, whatever problems are going on outside the ring, I don't think this is the fight that's going to derail Gervonta Davis.
No, and to be fair, I don't think the Ryan Garcia fight will derail him as well. I think most people, are going to be having a look at that fight. And I'll do super fight because it's getting promoted as a super fight. I don't think it is. But I think Gervonta Davis will just steamroll through both Garcias.
But before we carry on here, we're quick enough to jump on pay-per-views in the UK, saying that pay-per-views in the UK, they're not worth the money and all this sort of stuff. I mean, this is on Showtime. What is it? $75 to watch this fight. $75 is absolutely crazy.
Sorry, but who's paying that? Genuinely, who is paying that?
Do you know? God knows. And are we sort of, I don't know, selling ourselves out in boxing to a degree with all these pay-per-views? You know what I mean? I'm hearing Ben Shalom with the boxer with the Liam Smith and Eubank fight. 20 quid. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Because reality is, if you go there, you give them 50 quid for a seat right up in the gods. You're getting it. You're sitting ringside at home for 20 quid. Obviously, you might not have the heating on because the heating bills have gone right up. But you'll have your snuddy on or whatever you call it, hoodie or whatever, and chill and watch it. A bit of popcorn, and enjoy the night. And for me, I think Ben Shalom is showing the way now. Boxer's showing the way. And what I mean by that is the undercard. The undercard's a great undercard. It's a good top undercard. There's another two. Well, there's another definite 50-50 fight on the undercard with Too Slick and Congo and what's his name?
Essien.
Yeah, Essien. Yeah. So that's a great 50-50 fight. Joe Parker. Let's see what he's got left. After that big knockout, against Joe Joyce. Let's see if Jack Massey can upset the apple cart. So, and I'm sure they'll have some other lower fights under it, will be good matchups as well. So, if we can keep this going like this, I believe boxing can be, a good top sport again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the difference with America and UK and the pay-per-view prices and the way it's done, America have this tactic of let's charge $75. You get your mates round, they all chip in a bit of money, and then everyone, let's say you got 7 mates, they all pay a tenner and a bit extra. You know what I mean? That's their way of doing it. With us, we're very much in the sense of you're home alone, and it's just the two of you. 20 quid ain't bad at all, is it?
Yeah, but it's a culture as well. And in the UK, it's a culture that everyone goes to the pub on a Saturday night or whatever. But in the US, I think it's more, let's all go around so-and-so's house and chill at their house. And I mean, we're seeing that with like Joe Rogan podcasts and things like that. They go around people's houses, don't they? And all sit there and have a chat and have a beer and whatever else, you know what I mean? But in the UK, I think everybody's a lot more singled out where they just stay indoors and they pay for it themselves and they say, oh, I'm not paying for this. But really, imagine you pay 20 quid, you have 4 mates around, you have a good laugh, cost you £5 each, put £5 in for a crate of beers or whatever, soft drinks and sweets or whatever, and you're having a good night, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what, though? I think we've definitely got the best way of doing it. I mean, I think you look at the Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius pay-per-views. They charged 75 quid for that, and they did barely anything. What was it like? But it was only like a few 100,000, I think, maybe like 200,000 people bought that. Which is for Deontay Wilder, you want to be doing a hell of a lot better. So I don't think it's working. And with this fight, I don't think they're going to be doing many pay-per-views at all.
Well, I think, with him being in the press, they say they like a bad man, people like a bad man, but there's a bad man and there's a bad man, isn't there? You know what I mean? For me, laying your hands on a woman and bullying up a woman, do you know what I mean? And you're a world champion, destroying top fighters, knocking the spark out, imagine the damage you can cause from a slap to a woman. You know what I mean?
And as well, this guy's going to be a hero and someone to look up to for many kids around the country, and many kids that come from deprived areas and have had bad childhoods. They're going to look at that and think, well, Gervonta Davis does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really bad, and we need to stop giving people that do this shit a platform because it's dangerous. It really is.
Well, the thing is, when you look at the upbringing and stuff like that, because a lot of it will be blamed on the upbringing, but we know most fighters have real hard, tough upbringings. Sometimes you need to go and get help when you've had them upbringings, and especially someone of Gervonta Davis's level. That for me, he's got the money. Why don't he go and see the top psychologist and all that sort of stuff? Because that is just not right. And, whether he's seen his family bash each other up and all that caper as a kid, surely we grow as people. So what we see and we know is bad, we should grow as people. And for me, he needs to go and get help. But again, we go back to the authorities of sports, and why are they letting him fight when he's been arrested for something? I don't know whether they let you do that in the British Boxing Board of Control. I don't think they'd let you fight. I think they would ban you.
Do you know what I think? I don't know this. I'm not accusing anyone of this, but I can imagine the promoters are probably looking at him thinking, we've got a good fighter. He's now probably hated by a hell of a lot of people. They're going to pay to see him get knocked out. And I don't agree with that mindset. I don't 100% know if that is the mindset they have, but I think that's a good possibility. There's a good possibility that is the mindset they're going with.
But in his defence, we weren't there. We don't know what happened. I
Yeah.
don't agree whatever happened for a man to lay a hand on a woman. That's just my morals and how I feel. You know, and any man that does that for me is a mug. That's the top and bottom of it. But like I say, how can I say it? Yeah, he ain't been found. Has he been found guilty yet? I don't know if he's been found guilty.
He was put in prison, but it's one of those things. They get released, and it's probably money's probably behind. I don't know, but
money talks, BS walks. Yeah, money talks, BS walks. That's the top and bottom of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll just leave that one there and let people put their comments below. Let us know what you think, people. Let everyone know. Let us know what you think. Like to say thanks to Terence Colt Clothing and Global Green CBD supporting the channel, and every single subscriber out there and members who Jack will mention at the end. Getting some nice comments in. Keep them comments coming in. Let us know if you like the videos, and we will see you very soon. That's the top and bottom of it.
There we go. And I'm just going to get the list of members up. Now we have ABC, Feed the Bear, Gary Stokes, and Steve Cully. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. It genuinely means a lot. And, your money's not just being wasted. It's, it's really helping us out. And we're going to use that money to grow this channel. And, you'll see that.
And I would like to say before we go, Terence Colt Clothing, you've got the likes of Ray Winston that reps it and models it.
Yeah.
So the links will be below. Global Green CBD, likes of fighters like Troy Williamson and many other fighters use Global Green CBD. Good for relaxing and all that sort of stuff. So just giving them a shout out again. Nice one, boys.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Okay, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.